Guy. And here we are. We are starting right now.
Exactly. Like I said, I'm awesome.
Must be it. Let me close some of this nonsense, this jargon. Looks like the first ban is going to be Blitzcrank. Pretty consistent ban. Starting to see that a little more at higher elos as well.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by Blitzcrank. He can really dominate a lane quickly. And then the Thresh as well. So we have Team Bubble Pop with the blue team, and on the purple team, we have what were they called again?
They are the Rainmakers.
The Rainmakers.
And you forgot, it's actually Bubble Pop HyperX. We
Where
do
did the
see a.
HyperX come from? Is that like their sponsor? Is that what that's supposed to be?
Is Kingston sponsoring Blue Team right now? Kings.
Pretty good sponsor. I think a lot of pro teams would enjoy having that one.
I'm, I'm,
So
I'm
good, right on for you guys.
I know, right? So we do have a couple. We do have an unfamiliar band right now. So I would assume Blue Team or Bubble Pop has done some research on the Rainmakers because we do have a Swain band out, but the Zac band is pretty standard. So is
S-
Shen, but Cassidy is a little more awkward as a band. Like you don't see it very much anymore.
I'm not surprised by the Swain because I'm pretty sure that Shakalaka has been, or Shaka the Zulu has been playing that quite often, and Swain can end up really crushing a team quickly.
Shaka the Zulu is on the team that banned Swain, Eri.
Oh, sorry, that's yeah,
GG.
yeah, you're right.
And the
I
Rainmakers,
thought Nuke was playing Swain for a while there though.
well, we do see Purple Team picking up Twisted Fate, my favorite champion, and Tryhardamir. Blue Team does have a Sejuani right now, so Blue Team's pretty much they're really open for what they want to lock in as, but Purple Team looks like they're doing a very global type of team.
Well, with the TF, you really got to get those, you got to press that early advantage and try to get those ganks all over the map. And it's not so much about snowballing your lane, but helping everyone else get to that better position and you in the process.
Ooh, I do like the Hecarim pickup. The Hecarim pickup's gonna be really strong.
Yeah, with the Hecarim, you're definitely looking to press towards something more late game. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see like a real hyper carry come out from their AD carry here, either like a Twitch or a Tristana or a Vayne.
We are seeing something along the lines of a protect the ADC comp already starting for Bubble Pop though. Sejuani's really great at that initiate and can hold the team just together the entire time, and Caitlyn's really safe with that long range with that what's it, Piltover Peacemaker. Get that
Yeah,
huge,
they
huge,
can really
huge range
siege
there.
towers and wave clear really quickly. And like you said, the AoE stun from Sejuani's ultimate is just ridiculous. The Glacial Prison, even with its recent nerfs, the AoE field is still so big and it's really easy to hit on a team.
And what is Ane? Ane is gonna pick up Leona, so
Yeah,
they
they're
are going to.
definitely looking to snowball the Caitlyn here and protect her with that really strong initiation and peel.
I'm a little concerned about the Leona pick because that's exactly why. Janna is a hard counter to Leona, and picking Leona first is really like it's really dangerous because once you pick
Especially
Leona,
with the Caitlyn though, because it's Caitlyn's not a champion who really has a whole lot of burst. Like especially like for lane, I can see later on to keep Caitlyn safe, but with her range and her disengage already from her 90 caliber net, I I'm kind of surprised that they matched those two champions together. So let's see what they go with the Janna here. If they show their AD carry or maybe their top lane. I think DJ Koopa is their AD carry, so I'd imagine they pick up an AD here and try to hide their. Yeah, and there's the Twitch, like I said, the hyper carry. Really looking for that late game burst from Twitch and then the easy disengage with the all of Janna's abilities,
I was gonna say
her
Janna.
monsoon and everything.
Janna is gonna be really great for this comp, right? Because like you have Sejuani wanting to jump in into melee range. Leona's the same way. They're gonna try to lock down the entire team at once. But then Janna's just there as like a single R, and you've negated two ults and possibly a couple flashes. Like the Bubble Pop's entire team right now is about catching. You catch somebody
Yeah,
and you try to kill them
especially if they
fast.
end up locking in this Vygar pick. They're
And there's the
yeah,
Kennen. So it's
the
like
stuns on this team right now. Every single person on this team has some sort of snare or stun.
it's really gonna come down to which team can pull up this better, the start of the engagement better. I mean, we do have Bubble Pop. Bubble Pop has one, two, three. Bubble Pop has four forms of hard engage. One of them is a little iffy. I won't really like Kennen as like the initiate, but Sejuani, Leona, Vygar, they can all initiate great. And
Yeah,
I don't
the
really know
AoE
about
comp
picking the
could really
Kennen
pay
into
off.
the Janna though, because Janna is considered a counter to Kennen. Once Kennen does go into that team fight, Janna can press R and Kennen's ult is gone, and then they
Well,
just
I
lost
think
an
what they're going to
entire
rely on
presence.
here is either the Sejuani ult to initiate the fight, and then Kennen can come in with that his lightning rush and then slicing maelstrom and then just immediately pop his zonias, and they can just chain so much CC with that AOE stun from Sejuani, the AOE stun from Leona, and the AOE stun from Vygar. If they're grouped together, which a lot of players at this level tend to do, they kind of stick together in a ball. That could be really deadly.
I can see this going really poorly for them though, because once if they don't get that perfect initiate on, especially if Janna just saves her ult just for Kennen. If Kennen doesn't get that hourglass off in time, their entire engage is over, and if their engage is over, their team fight's lost. And you just have a straight up re-engage by purple team. I mean, if blue team decides to use their ults first to initiate, and Janna gets that perfect disengage, Hecarim now has the initiate. TF can jump in and pick off the back line. Rise just runs fast. Rise just runs fast. And
Yeah,
Twitch just has that super long range with the spray and pray on. He'll be able to pick off anybody that just tries to jump towards him, especially with Janna peeling.
it's really just going to come down to their positioning in team fights. Like the Rainmakers, they're definitely going for that late game power with the Rise and the Twitch and the Hecarim. Hecarim late game is one of the hardest champions to stop, even with his recent nerfs. So it's really going to be about surviving through the mid game, not giving up too many objectives and towers, and just being able to sustain to that 30, 40-minute mark. And then after that, I don't really think the team Bubble Pop is going to have a chance.
As for laning though, personally I think Vygar versus TF Vygar, that's a TF mid, that's a Rise top. Vygar
Mhm.
versus TF is gonna be really, really strong for Vygar. Like it's gonna be really hard for Twisted Fate to be able to do anything, especially post 6. Once Vygar gets 6, Twisted Fate can't lane anymore. Like 100% just can't lane.
Well,
So
like I said, they're really looking for that global snowballing around the map and really pressuring the mid game because this team kind of lacks in the mid game. So when you have if they can synchronize a four-man gank with either the teleport on Rise and the ultimate coming out from TF, it'll really be able to push a lane in one direction. So
that's
it just depends on how well they can synergize their ganks
I think
and if
it's
they can work.
I'm pretty sure that gets a little dangerous though. I mean, because Kennen is the opposing laner against Rise, and Kennen doesn't push slowly. I mean, Kennen pushes very fast. He gets that Doran's blade early, and he's able to knock down towers extremely quickly. If Rise decides to teleport elsewhere, they immediately lose a tower. They have to get kills and they have to get dragons for that.
Yeah, that's true.
And
So,
Twisted Fate won't be able to use his gold card as a catching mechanic once team fight starts either, because Vigo will be just there to lock him down. He'll be solely focused on peeling. But once blue team gets on top of purple team, there's nothing to peel anymore. Your team's already dead. So
well,
that's gonna be
another thing
really
you
hard for
might
this.
see too, Rise has a really hard time versus Vygar early, but once he gets his tier and a catalyst, Vygar won't be able to burst Rise down. So you might even see a lane swap if the laning period goes extended amount of time. So it'll be interesting to see if they try to pull something like that out. I think a lot of this is going to rely on Sejuani having good ganks early and helping her early mid game comp, building up such an advantage that the Rainmakers just can't overcome it.
Well, we are 40 minutes from the game starting right now,
40
and 40
seconds.
seconds. I can speak English and tell time. So, I
So
think,
we have Thief by Thursday on jungle, Sporky on TF, and what I can only assume is the mid lane because
yep,
neither one of those is a good matchup for Vigar, but TF is not definitely not well
Twisted Fate is
suited for the
mid.
top lane.
Twisted Fate is mid here.
So yeah, you never know. I've
They
seen
could pull some
crazier
tricky
things.
stuff, and we do
Yeah, I've
have
seen
Rogue
crazier
Rev on
things.
Janna, packing the heal instead of the exhaust. This is pretty. This is pretty interesting. Heal
Yeah,
is really great for late game, but the exhaust is just so powerful in the lane. Cutting someone's damage by 30%, that is huge. That wins trades.
what is this thing on your screen right now?
What is
Was
what,
that
fam?
all the Pokemon?
Yes, that was the Pokemons. I think you're
Uh,
jelly of my Pokemons.
no, that was actually pretty cool. I'd never seen anything like that before.
Random lag. I'm a little sad if there's random lag. I hope there's no random lag.
So the Underworld TF skin's pretty cool.
I do enjoy the Underworld TS skin. It has a
I don't think
slight
I've ever
skin
seen that in
advantage.
game.
You've never seen that?
I don't think so.
It does have a slight advantage in game. Your wild cards are a little harder to hit or see and dodge,
Oh, okay.
but it's one of those like very slight things. It's kind of
The
like
Steel
Lux's
Legion
Steel
Lux
Legion. Yep.
and was super annoying. The Eye Blitzcrank and the Headhunter Nidalee, I think, was the worst. Because whenever she would throw a spear, they would be invisible if they came from out of vision.
I think
And
that's still a thing.
I think I don't know if it ever got fixed, but
Oh,
whew, man, that was real annoying.
Riot hasn't fixed any invisible skill shots since beta, so uh they tried. They tried, but they're still there. And they still make
I'm
life
pretty
hella
sure the
annoying.
Kingpin Twitch skin's retired, isn't it? Or was that a special edition one?
I'm not sure.
I,
I
I,
am
I
not
know
sure
I
about
know I'm
that.
pretty sure you can't buy it in the store anymore. Let me just double check that, but I feel like it was a special edition one that you could only get from like season being a part of a season one like Halloween thing. I don't remember.
I don't know.
Yeah, okay,
Apparently
it
it is
is. Tactic
retired.
saying it's retired.
Yeah, okay.
So what do you think? Who do you think is going to take this? The Bubble Pop HyperX or the Rainmakers?
I can see it going both ways. Personally, I think it's really all going to rest on Janna. Janna is going to be the playmaker for this entire game. Whatever, if Janna does really well and is able to stop all of these initiates and start the counter, then it's totally for purple side. Rainmaker's got it in the back. But if blue team, if the bubble pop can like just get in there and pull off their ults one after another without Janna able to interrupt anything, then they have it. Like this is gonna swing in a single team fight. One team fight is gonna decide this game, and I think this is
Yeah.
gonna go like 30 minutes, 35 minutes, and like you're gonna fairly even. And one big team fight's gonna take the inhib, maybe a Nexus tower. That's my prediction.
So pick a team.
Pick a team. I'm gonna, I'm gonna go with purple team. I'm gonna go with purple team.
Yeah, I'm thinking purple team as well, but just to be the devil's advocate, I'll go with old team Bubble Pop and just really hope they can synergize all that ult power in the correct manner.
So let's see. We do have the game starting already. Both teams heading out of the fountain almost immediately, going for their level 1 comps or strats right now.
Do you want to set up the middle screen, the hub, so all the people match up
What do you mean the hub? I have it.
in the center?
This thing. I'm confused. What are you talking about, bro?
The hub in the center that shows like everyone match like the mid and the AD carries, so they're right across from each other.
You can do that?
How does no one know that?
GG!
Oh my goodness. Fail.
Alright. I'm actually going to arrange it so it's top to bottom is correct. So, bam. bam,
Yeah, that's how I do it.
and bam. Alright. So let's look at some level 1 builds right now. We do have purple team very, very protective of their blue buff. They're leaving their red buff kind of exposed right now though. Um, I mean, it'd be a really simple matter for blue team to just walk in, take red, and leave. Blue team has a little better on their kind of vision control. Oh, it looks like it's an invade instead of a protect. So this is really
Ooh,
smart by them.
okay. Leona was paying attention.
And that was a great gold card lock-in, but nothing came of it. But we do know that blue team is now on the defensive. Purple team is in the jungle, and Jana places a great ward at the Wraith
Ooh.
bush.
They saw that ward go down though. So let's see. Doesn't look like they're gonna look to trade. This is actually gonna put them a little bit behind.
I think that depends on what Sejuani does right after the blue. If she heads straight for red and she's able to surprise her opponent, that'll be really strong for them.
Yeah, Sejuani level 2 actually has some decent damage. I still think Hecarim would win that duel though. Sejuani's significantly lower.
Well, it does look like they're just gonna go after their respective top lane, bottom lane buffs right now.
Yeah. She's just gonna charging through the wall. And looks like she'll be able to. She's gonna get really low from this red buff though. She hasn't activated a pot yet. Another one.
There's the first pot, but she does still have her smite, so she's gonna go down to 100, 150-ish.
She needs to start running another pot so she's not extremely low. There you go.
And Kennon's already doing great harass in top lane, getting those auto attacks on, making sure to keep stacks up. And here comes the Sejuani gank. She does have red buff, and there is the red buff block forcing Rise to flash, but they do get the kill anyway.
He's gonna be. There's the first blood. Nice gank.
But here's Hecarim for the
Here
counter
comes
gank.
Hecarim, gonna get their buff refresh by the looks of it. Oh, is he gonna flash? Nope. Oh, he did use Ghost actually.
Yes, he did.
Oh, and the early teleport. Probably the right decision there for Moody Mathis. Uh-oh, this could be bad for TF. So CS-wise, pretty even in all the lanes. Flygar's got a slight lead. Twitch down a couple. Let's see if they look to time these wards that they've put down and try to gank around them accordingly.
What's Vigar's Q at right now? Should be a little bit stacked. It's only 8, so, you know, it's an okay amount for this time. I'm a little concerned about TF's mana consumption, but he does have that blue card. Blue card did get severely nerfed in his past changes, so he's going to have to be more careful about that. Looks like Sejuani is going for a gank on mid, at least setting up for it.
See, and this is exactly what I was talking about. Sejuani needed to really pressure early and often to try to snowball all of her champions in the lane so they'd have that really strong mid-game power. Back down to the bottom lane. Not a whole lot going on.
Both teams playing very safe. So
Caitlyn's severely ahead in farm though. Twitch has a pretty full wave here. Should be able to get caught up on it pretty easily. See how he does here. Good last hitting.
well, Hecarim's coming down right now to start up this gank. But he is going to hit a trap, so they are going to have to back right now.
Oh. Rough go, but you know, it's not even a failed gank because we're giving them pressure in the bottom lane and it's letting them know that, like, okay, if you're going to sit at our turret, we're going to gank you. And with someone as strong as Janna and Twitch, the slows in that lane and the knockups, that gank can turn south really quick. Ooh, nice flash by TF.
And we did just trade some action in bottom lane as well. Twitch going down to about 60%. Looks like it was just a good Zenith Blade that got attached. Da-da-da. And let's look at top lane right now. Top lane, Rise is a little bit ahead in CS. I don't know about the first buy Negatron Cloak. That puts him in a really defensive position. Kennen really wants to be aggressive during his laning phases. His auto attacks are really, really strong.
Yeah, I'm surprised by that as well, especially considering they got that first blood gold. Well, Sejuani got the gold, but he got the first blood assist. They're tied in CS right now, but Ryze isn't someone you really need to be scared of until he gets like like at least a tier and a catalyst. Whereas Kennen, you know, is really strong early on. So yeah, I'm a little confused by that Negatron cloak. I don't even know what he's planning on building that into.
That's gonna go into an Abyssal Scepter. Oh, that's definitely an Abyssal. But the Abyssal, starting the Abyssal this early, shows that he's a little afraid of Ryze. So this is gonna, we'll get to see how that plays out. I'm more interested in what happens once people start getting their ulties. And it does look like mid both do have their ults. Twisted Fate does not have enough mana to go and gank though, so he should just kind of try to save up. And here comes the stun and Sejuani gank, and it looks like Twisted Fate's gonna melt. His flash is down, and that is a kill for Veigar.
And great play by the Sejuani there. You know, just walking away, playing it calm, cool, and collected, not having to worry about stealing a kill from Veigar there.
I think the greatest part of that gank was the entrance. As soon as TF picked a blue card and threw it, Sejuani knew TF has 3 seconds without a stun. Exactly. And that's like perfect timing to go in. Veigar also picked up that stun, so it was just a well executed gank all around.
So Bubble Pop's doing everything they need to do. Sejuani's ganking early and often, and that's really key to this team progressing and winning this match. She's a little bit behind in farm, but the kill and the assist is more than enough to keep her on top of that there. Veigar picking both AP mids, picking up their buffs.
I'm a little surprised Veigar didn't back though. He has 1900 gold, so that's an easy needlessly large rod.
Yeah.
On the other hand, he doesn't really need to.
He has such an advantage right now over TF that, you know, with the blue buff, he still will win a trade. Even if TF gets to gold card locked on him, he could still turn that around and win it.
Especially because Veigar's ult is still online. So
like against a Veigar, you have to get some sort of early tenacity, so run a full combo on you, because that's what really gets you. When he hits you with everything that Veigar can dish, it really becomes, you know, a painful with the Baleful Strike, and then whenever the Dark Matter
comes right now, Dark Matter and Baleful Strike come out.
Here it is. See, chunk to half health, and that's without using his ultimate.
I almost think if Veigar was a little more aggressive there, he could have picked up that kill.
Well, he didn't have Ignite. He used that on the last turn. You know, that was probably the smart play. He got him a little bit lower. Now he knows next time, okay, I can get a full combo with my ult. He's dead.
And here is the combo, and the ult goes down, almost getting him 2 more auto attacks, and the flash comes up for the auto. Veigar does pick up another kill for Bubble Pop.
That's exactly what I was talking about, you know, with that. He didn't need to back because he already knew he could still kill him without having to back. So now he's got the lane push, TS missing out on more CS, and now he gets to back with 3,000 gold, and he can buy a death cap straight up if he wanted to, but is electing for the tier, the goddess, the blasting wand.
I don't know about the tier pick first. You're really ahead. Like the tier doesn't snowball you in a sense. It actually kind of puts you behind a little bit just because it doesn't give any combat stats. You're going for a really late game there, so I think I would have opted for that needlessly large rod. Maybe built up for Deathfire's Grasp first, but just, you know, it's definitely, he has a lot of AP for this point in time, and he should do fine in his lane, especially with that move speed now.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but you really, as Veigar, you're so squishy that when you end up getting that Archangel staff, that shield is really just a lifeline for you.
Hecarim is ganking bottom right now, and here comes the TF. Oh, Leona does stun onto Hecarim, and Glacial Prism comes out, but they are not going to have enough tankiness. Twisted Fate does pick off Caitlyn, and can Twitch pick up the kill on Leona? No, Poison does not do enough damage. But there comes Vygar. Vygar's gonna come in. Can he nuke someone? He decides against it. Very smart play by
they're
Vygar.
all
That would have been
too
very dangerous
full
to go
health
in.
right now. So let's see if they go try to pick up the dragon here. Yeah, looks like that's what they're gonna do.
So
Tank
this is
ward
actually
goes
gonna
down.
even out the gold, which is really important, especially because Rise didn't have to come down. And actually,
Ooh,
Rise
this
being
could be
pushed
bad for
out.
Rise. Great counter gank by Sejuani there. I think if they would have all just decided to back out and Sejuani hadn't have used her Arctic Assault to go back in and kind of knock everyone up, I think they all could have got out of that safely. But
It's okay. Vygar just showing how dominant he is in
there
lane
you
right
go.
now.
Once again,
Like,
Vygar is continuously stacking up his tier and his Baleful Strike at 50 ability power now. So he's basically got a free blasting wand and then some, just from stacks of the Q. And Bubble Pop's really doing me justice here. I guess they must have heard what I said and really using it to their advantage here. They need to start taking some pressuring towers and going for more objectives here. Mid tower's at about half HP, tops around the same, and same with bot. So if they can pressure these towers and get 2 or 3 more towers down, that's going to be a lot of gold for their team, and then they can transition into the mid game really well and start to really dominate.
this looks like Sejuani is going up top, looking for that gank on
No
Rise.
Rise right now either.
I feel like Sejuani would have more luck if she came through the tri-bush, but here is the gank getting started. Arctic Assault does miss, and the Rise is going to get away scot-free.
Here comes Hecarim for the counter gank. I don't know how this is going to work.
This is going to work beautifully. Kennen is really, really low, and his level 1 ult doesn't do very much damage, so they can just kind of like force one out and just fight the second one. But purple team does split up, so they get picked off one by one.
Oh.
If Hecarim did just run upwards and they could have just caught Sejuani in a 2v1, that would have been perfect.
Let's see if TF pulls out the Destiny to come up top and make a play.
Now, if TF comes up top, that's almost suicide for their team. So, if I were him, I would just push mid.
This is bad for Rise.
This is really dangerous.
Oh no.
And Twisted Fate does decide against going up top. So he really should push down this tower.
Push this tower. He does have the Sheen procs. So let's see what he can do here between Sheen and Stack Deck. Getting some good damage on the tower.
Not quite enough though. As soon as he saw that fight turn poorly, he was still moving up though, and he was just kind of waiting for that opportunity. He really should have been just pushing that mid tower down. Because, let's see, right now it's at about half health. Definitely could have gotten that to about 1/4 or even lower during that time. Looks like they are going to make a play for blue. And Hecarim does come in to get that nice steal with the smite. Great warding on
really
purple
big
team.
for TF now. Because without the constant mana flowing in for Vygar and that 20% cooldown reduction, he doesn't have to worry about being constantly attacked from the event horizon. Dark
And we do have a fight going on bottom. Twitch already casting cleanse, and he's going down very low. Here comes Kaelin's ultimate, but is blocked by Janna. Can Twitch get away right now? Twitch does go get away scot-free. I can't speak English apparently.
Really surprised he got out of that alive there. Leona just landed everything.
He got a great cleanse off on the solar flare, so he was able to just kind of get away a little bit.
But this is what I was saying, why I was a little confused with the pick, because Caitlyn doesn't really have any sort of burst or, any kind of big play that she can make. So she really just relies on auto attacks.
Great coordination by blue team, though.
Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
Great roaming by Vigar, coming down, landing. Props to Cold Tryon because I have not seen him miss a single event horizon this entire game.
He's missed a couple. Oh, and here is the pause. Just like to point out, Sejuani's also doing a great job in top lane. As soon as he saw that fight going in bottom, nobody was top. We know Ryze's teleport is up, but if he teleports bottom, that's another free tower on top. If he teleports top, then bottom can push again. So this is really great that Sejuani decided to split push at that instance as well.
So computer issues for Moody on Ryze.
And the rules check does come out. 10 minutes is the rule.
I think Bubble Pop is just really wanting to keep pressing their advantage here. So this might give the Rainmakers a second to, you know, look back, evaluate what they need to do. Oh, and here we go. The unpause already.
Not too much time for evaluating.
No, not at all. Oh, and he just get the damage right now from Vigar is just scary.
It is so high.
Like,
So
I'm surprised I haven't seen more magic resist come out from anyone, like a Banshee's Veil, not even oh my god, what are they called? Merc Treads right now from anyone. No one on the team except for Ryze has built Merc Treads, and that is single-handedly the most important item you can get versus a Vigar.
They need an Aegis, they need a Bulwark, they really need to have that team magic resist to be able to survive, and they really need to decide their plays well. Like I said earlier, blue team is all about catching somebody, so if they can get that catch, they automatically win. So purple team really needs to start sticking together, they need to start grouping up, and they need to start just moving as a team and making their own catches.
Yeah, I haven't seen Ryze really getting any good Destiny ganks off yet, which, you know, is pretty much all TF. He can't just sit in this lane for this exact reason. His ultimate just took 40% of his health, and that's it.
So we do have Ryze and Hecarim pushing down top tower. If you just tuned in, it is 17, almost 18 minutes in. The score is 9-2. Blue team with a 3k lead on their opponent and 2 towers. Let's see, Vigar still hasn't backed yet after that first buy. He is sporting 3,700 gold right now. He's really going to have to buy before that next fight. Because that's just a lot of damage, that potential damage he has, that he's not cashing in.
Oh, this could be bad.
Oh, Hecarim is coming from the exact wrong way. Purple team is still so split.
DJ Koopa needs to evade the event horizon, and they're going to get out just with the one death there by the looks of things.
But that was a very big death though, because that was their playmaker. That was the only one that can really just win the fight for them. So that's going to be really hard for purple team to come back. They're just losing objective after objective to this.
Yeah, they did split the dragons 1-1 right now, but they have... Looks like they're going to be even in towers here now as well. Oh!
Nope. That was a nice dodge.
Weird. That was weird.
That was a really cool dodge.
I wasn't sure what was going on there.
But
So
not sure if trying to front load your damage on Ryze would be the smart option. Ryze does really stack mana for damage, so he doesn't have that AP to make Vigar's ult do a lot.
Well, he got the 500 shutdown gold, so Ryze is sitting on 1800 gold right now. He can go back and either elect to get his Rod of Aegis or go with the Banshee's Veil. He does go with the Banshee's Veil, the Rod of Aegis, so he starts stacking that up. It's going to take 20 minutes though, so like I said, it looks like they're really going for that late 40-minute game. The CS across the board though, really not that far apart. The only thing you're seeing a big difference is the TF and the Vigar, and 20 really isn't that huge of a lead. So that's why you're only seeing the 2k difference in the score.
Well, one thing that you do have to realize is, even though yes, Ryze did get that 500 bounty gold, Vigar had almost 4,000 gold in his bank account. He was just kind of sporting all the monies. So he's going to come back as a monster right now. And there's nothing they can do about it. And the stun does come out on Rise. Can Rise get away? Rise is trying to get that move speed going. But Vigar does get the stun. And Rise is going to get bursted down instantly.
And
on the other hand,
Rise
Purple
right
Team
now
is doing a great job just pushing mid. As soon as Blue Team all up here top, they're just going to take down mid. They do so much damage so fast, this tower is going to fall. And Leona is going to burn her ult, so that's 2 ults down. If the fight comes out right now, Purple Team does have the advantage.
That was a real waste of Leona's ult. That tower, there's nothing you could do about that tower. No one was in a position to even follow up on it, so I'm really surprised that she went with that there.
Hecarim is kind of trying to like make a bait work though, and Caitlyn is out of position. Hecarim does ult, and whoa, he is now way out of position. No one on his team read that, and Vigar is gonna get taken really low.
Oh, this is not good.
And there
Great
is the Janna ult.
Janna.
Rise is coming back in the fight though. Can Twisted Fate get a gold car off? Twisted Fate does pick up Kennen. Janna does knock up Sejuani, and Sejuani goes back in. Leona comes in with a Zenith Blade, almost taking out Janna. And whoa, what just killed Vigar? Twisted Fate just killed Vigar.
This fight just really turned right around for them here.
Well, yeah, it's like I said, once those 2 ults were blown, Purple Team has the advantage. Purple Team is able to fight because there's no chain CC anymore. All Janna had to do was knock Kennen out, and their team fight's over. So great job on Purple Team getting those ults baited out, taking that tower in response. Just great decision making there.
And they should be pushing this Nexus tower, or this inhibitor tower here. They had a clean ace, and they've got 2. Twitch still at full health, so he doesn't really need to be too scared right now. Well, the home
guards are going to come out, and yeah, at this point, death timers aren't very long.
Was a good decision. They didn't have the minions, so probably the better play, go back by, avoid them rushing down Baron, because with Caitlyn on that Blade of the Rune King now, she can really burn down a Baron quick. Vigar not the best at doing a Baron, but with all the damage that he has right now, he'll still put a real hurting on it.
So this just goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Like, Janna is definitely going to be the decider, the game decider in this play, this game, this match. This word that is a synonym for the word match.
Oh, and Rise just barely sneaks. Oh, decides not to actually.
Well, he does see TF and Hecarim. So here's the TF ult, and he does place himself in a perfect spot, just trapping that Kennen. What you want to do with TF's ult is you want to make it so you can block off all escape routes, and that is exactly what TF did there. And we do have another pause. It does look like this pause is by Purple Team. I think the last one was by Blue Team.
No, they both were by Purple Team. Because Moody was having... Oh, now he has family issues. Jeez, this guy could not get a break. Argus Filch just slapping the rulebook in everyone's face today.
He's just determined to win, you know? That's okay.
Well, in the last 2 minutes here, we saw the 2k gold deficit swing back into Rainmaker's favor, and now they have the 1k advantage. And that's not good for Bubble Pop, because like I said earlier, they're that mid-game comp, and Rainmakers are starting to get to that point where it's tipping into their favor, and the longer this game goes on, the more that they have to worry about.
I'd also like to point out that a lot of the reason why Purple Team is now caught up, like they're 4 kills behind. They've downed 1 dragon, but their towers are equal. So the only difference now is farm. But if you look at the farm, Vigar's up by 20, Rise is up by 20. So those two cancel each other out. Twitch is up by 20. You know, your supports don't matter, and your junglers are even. What's really tipping the scales for Purple Team right now is TF's passive. That passive, just 2 gold per every single minion kill, is really tipping the scales in their favor as far as gold. Raging is against Elo Heaven rules. These guys. I
get angry at ignorance.
So why don't we take a look at builds right now. Kennen is well on his way to finishing his Zanya's Hourglass. He does already have his needlessly large rod. He does have his amplifying tome. He just needs to pick up the armlet and he'll be right there for his Hourglass, and that's going to make their team fight so much stronger. Once he gets that Hourglass, Janna can't push him out anymore. He flashes, he ults into the team, and then he Hourglasses. Janna can't monsoon him out, and their entire team will crumble. We do have Rise picking up what looks like is going to be a Banshee's Veil with that Negatron Cloak. He is stacking tier, and tier is at 420, so about a little over halfway. And the unpause does come out by Ane, and they are going to get back into this. Hecarim is a little bit in a dangerous position, but Leona decides not to go for it. Vygar picking up the stun though, and oh my god, Dark Matter doing damage.
The Vygar right now is just at the point of out of control. He's at 329 ability power. He's about 100 gold away from his death cap, and that's going to only increase his ability power by another 30%. So he's going to be well over 400, close to 500 ability power very shortly. And with Baleful Strike right now already at 82, which is equal to a needlessly large rod. So he's got 1600 gold just from the passive on his Q right now. So if you look at the gold difference, TF at 7800, they're both right at 7800, but when you count in his passive, he has 1600 gold advantage on Rise right now. Oh, and the chain CC onto Hecarim, ults back in.
But Kennen wasn't there for the fight to start, so this fight is going to go very poorly for them unless Kennen can make it up right now. He does get Rise and Hecarim and Janna in that ult, but none of the carries were taking damage. So Purple is going to be able to come back with that. That was really, really poor. Just starting that fight without your entire team there, that's going to be really, really hard for Purple team to be, or for Blue team rather.
They almost pulled that off, but when you have Vygar initiating the fight on Hecarim, not real tanky right now, but still, you know, he's just that base armor and magic resist that he already has. Definitely makes him not the target you want to initiate on. So when Vygar blew everything on him and wasn't able to completely take him out of the fight, he still got his ult off, still did decent amount of damage, and was just in there being a nuisance, and then other people had to focus him. That just takes Vygar completely out of the fight for 6 seconds. So
I do think that if Vygar did get the Deathfire Grasp, it wouldn't matter who he targets. That target would be dead. Like, as soon as he gets that stun off, it's now a 4v5. And that's really what they needed in that. Because they did initiate on a 5v4, they did start a fight with a 5v4 scenario, so they were already behind, and they needed to kill somebody off instantly. Janna did a great job of pushing the divers off their carries, and Kennen was just not able to get close to anybody. So now Purple team playing those team fights out really, really well. Sejuani does have an Oracle now, and she's going to be able to start clearing out these wards. Janna does as well, so they're going to start having these ward battles you see so often.
Yeah, I think we'll be seeing some Baron plays here soon.
Ooh, I don't know about that Vygar going in. He does use his stun, and now Purple team does get all locked up though. But to no avail. A lot of people are just blowing their stuff on Hecarim. Leona is now caught in a deadly position, and Purple team is free to chase. Their late game power is so strong.
Yeah, they really just aren't initiating these fights properly, and it's really going to cost them. They should go for a Baron here.
No, they should go
Vygar
for the inhib.
Caitlyn.
Well, it looks like they're going for that Baron anyway, but I would have pushed for the inhib.
Go for the Baron. Well, they both are going to buy home guard boots here and be back instantly. Sejuani's already up. I think they would have been able to defend that. So the Baron, you know, you take it off the map, you get that 500 gold for your entire team, and then you come back to the next fight that much stronger. So quick free Baron pickup for the Rainmakers.
And this game is starting to swing very far in Rainmaker's favor. Rainmaker now up by almost 7k? I can do math? Yes, almost 7k gold.
Well, you're Asian, aren't you? You should be able to do math.
Ooh, that's a harsh comment. I take offense to that. So let's see what purple team is gonna cash in with that amount of gold. It looks like we do have Twitch picking up a hurricane. He's gonna try to get that poison damage on everybody and stack expunge, so everybody takes giant damage from expunge. Little known fact, Twitch's poison is actually true damage. So with that hurricane, you'll be getting true damage on every member in your opponent's team very, very quickly. I would like to see Hecarim build a little more tanky. He just got his Aegis right now, I believe. So he's kind of like, I have a little health, but not like Sejuani's level right now. Sejuani has like, she's just packing the health. She has almost an Aegis. She has her, what is that called? Spirit Stone of the Ancient Golem. Spirit of the Ancient Golem. That thing.
Yeah, once Team Bubble Pop picks up their once they pick up their Aegis, that'll make team fight a lot stronger, and I think that's going to be a deciding factor in the next team fight. They're going to probably want to wait for her to finish that. She only needs another 100 gold. That'd be the smart thing to do, so let's see what they end up doing here.
I do really like that Janna is heading for that Shrelia's, just because their team is all about the disengage and the re-engage. So like when the Vigar went in, Vigar was the initiate. They disengaged that immediately, and then Hecarim comes in to re-engage that fight, and that's when the fight turned in their favor. The Shrelia's is only gonna help that. Like if your team gets caught a little bit, you Shrelia's, you ulti, that's a perfect disengage. You can't even chase that. But on the flip side, that's also perfect to re-engage as well. If you didn't have to use Shrelia's, you use Shrelia's when you turn around, bam, you're on the entire other team. So it's really, really smart for Janna to be picking that up. On the flip side, I would like to see Leona start picking up some of these items as well. She does only have a Sight Stone, and she really, really needs some of these team fight items. Like, she needs a Locket, she needs a Shrelia. Not as much Shrelia's, but she definitely needs a Locket.
Well, that's where you see she didn't pick up the GP10, so she's not generating near as much gold as Janna is. Janna has over 2,000 more gold than Leona, so that's where you're seeing that massive difference in the items, is from that early GP10.
Well, also, keep in mind those 12 assists, the 8 assists up on,
that helps,
that's a big thing as well.
But because they were constantly pushed, she didn't have to pick up that Ruby Sightstone real early. Ooh, and Hecarim's team not really able to follow up too much here.
But Vigar, once again, just being out of position too far forward. It's really good for Vigar to just kind of be up there if he can insta-kill somebody. But this Twitch dive...
way too aggressive and just tanking too much of the turret.
It's okay though. Rise is ridiculously strong right now. I mean, he got denied a lot early, but he's just coming back with a vengeance.
And it looks like HyperX is just really looking to close out this game here. I think they can re-engage on them. Baron buff still has a solid 20-30 seconds left on it here.
I think that would be the smarter play, just back off. You know, like, they could push for that inhib tower, but, you know, just back off, take 3 towers right now. Top is pushing, clear out that wave, take top tower. That's a free objective, and that's exactly what they're doing. TF is lucky in that gold card. Red card pushes faster. Just saying. Just saying.
TF snobs. Jeez.
Hey, I don't want to see no Reggie, but Leona does get the initiate. No one is on that follow-up though.
Follow it all, and Rise definitely not the person you want to be going for there. Has an Abyssal Scepter.
Ooh,
and
Rise.
Rise is sitting on almost 3,000 health right now. So, yeah, not the person you want to be going on. He has the most health in the team right now.
You're doing it too. Anyway, let's see. Twitch now going for a static shiv. A lot of these on-hit effects coming out on Twitch, and we'll be able to see if that Vampiric Scepter goes to a Bloodthirster. I really would like to see an Infinity Edge on Twitch though. Getting those crits on every single person in the spray and pray is huge. So Infinity Edge it's almost, in my opinion, a staple item on Twitch. On the flip side, we do see Caitlyn. That name just slipped my mind for a moment, and I can't quite tell what she's building with the recurve bow. Is that also a hurricane?
She really knows what she's building.
I think that's a hurricane as well. So we're gonna see double hurricanes in this game. That's gonna be quite interesting. we almost never see Hurricanes anymore. Hurricanes is just really unbought item. So seeing 2 in a single match, that's quite a treat. Next, I want to see Omewrecker. Give me that Omewrecker. I love Omewrecker. So it
Yeah,
looks
you
like
don't you
Jana's
have
in a
100%
dangerous
win?
position.
Oh,
But nope, no nuke is gonna go down on Jana. I think if Vigar actually
good
killed
decision
Jana,
there not to waste his ultimate there
I actually
because
disagree.
he got
I
the
think he should
knockup.
have.
Yeah,
If
but he
he
had the knockup. He wouldn't have been able to land his full combo. So Jana could have walked away from it, and just the ultimate wouldn't have been enough to kill her.
the Q and the ult, I mean, it may not have, but if he could have taken out that Jana at the very start of that fight,
Oh,
this fight
another
would get here would have been very
reach.
different. But it does. Purple team is just really way too strong right now. So this tower is gonna be gone. Leona's left by herself, unable to defend anything.
And this is exactly what I was talking about earlier. If they let it get to the point that 30, 40 minutes, they have so many late game carries on their team that they're just Team Bubble Pop isn't going to be able to do anything about it. And let's see, looks like they're going to try to end here, and they should be able to, no problem. They got plenty of super minions in the base, and looks like it's going to be Team Rainmakers
Closing it up for
Bubble
round 2.
Pop.
So where do you think the deciding fight was in this game, Eri?
Honestly, I think it was that one in the mid lane where they went to engage, Jana blew them all back, and then they just played that team fight perfectly. They had the disengage, and then they re-engaged and chased down 2 more kills, and went, I think, 4 for 1. And then after that, that's really where you saw it tip. They stole the blue buff. They went and got the dragon raid after. That's where this game, that was the TSN turning point in this game.
If I'm thinking of the right moment, you're thinking of the one that's just like by Wraith camp. You know, they just blew an
Yeah,
ult at top, so they were 2 ults down because Leona just ulted on the tower, and they would
exactly.
just that was definitely the turning point in this game. Once they were able to say, no, you can't fight us anymore. I'm blowing away your AOE. That game was changed. So great job on both teams. And let's see, do we have any more matches today? I don't know if we have any more matches today. But that was no, that was a fantastic gameplay by both teams.